Why lie? That's the question about Paul Manafort, and it is the question that I argue is at the center of all this Russia stuff. A judge ruled tonight that the OSC, Office of the Special Counsel, proved Manafort lied to them about his meetings with a Russian operative, and to the grand jury, and to the FBI, and he did so more than once. The judge also ruled that the OSC did not prove that Manafort lied about his associate's role in messing with other witnesses, nor did they prove Manafort lied about his contacts with the administration. But it is now a fact that Manafort lied repeatedly about meeting with a Russian who is connected to state intelligence during the campaign, while he was running the campaign and giving the same Russian internal polling data. So, why would he lie about this? There's nothing illegal about meeting with an old friend about Ukraine politics, even taking pitches about U.S. policy vis-a-vis Ukraine and Russia, and even planning on how to capitalize on his then newfound power. So why did he lie? Manafort, his partner, Gates, Flynn, Cohen, Stone, arguably Trump's son, and the president himself, case after case, where they lied about what they were doing when none of it was likely a crime, and all of it somehow involved Russia. Why lie? If there's nothing to hide, why did they all lie? Now, some have suggested to me that it's all politics, and they lied to blunt the attacks of the media and partisan prosecutors. That would only make sense if the lie helped cover up something that could get them in bigger trouble than the lie itself. There's often a calculation at play, right? Especially when you have so many covering up on the same subject. The calculation is that the lying is better than admitting to what they did. Here, the president and all his people keep saying they have nothing to hide. In most of these cases, the lie was the worst part of it, as far as we know. The underlying acts range from unethical to just stupid, but rarely were they lying to cover up what is obviously a crime. The special counsel suggested in legal filings that maybe Manafort lied to help himself get a pardon. Is the idea of a pardon for any of these folks something the White House would really entertain? How could he justify excusing this kind of conduct? Because they're just lying? It's not so bad? That's mob mentality. Our president is Donald, not a Don. He can't pardon people for being loyal by lying, can he? I've made no secret that, unlike others, I don't see how the Mueller probe winds up in the prosecution of the president or removal of him from office. And I'll be surprised if there are any major felony indictments to come. There could be. I've been surprised before. But even if the story stands where we now know it to be, the lying will haunt this administration. And the president is going to have to explain something to all of you. Remember where he started.
Can you say whether you are aware that anyone who advised your campaign had contacts with Russia during the course of the election?
Well, I told you, General Flynn obviously was dealing, so that's one person, but he was dealing as he should have been.
During the election?
No, nobody that I know of.
So you're not aware of any contacts during the course of the election?
How many times do I have to answer this question?
Can you just say
Russia
yes or no
is
on
a
it?
ruse.
Now, he's fallen back to this.
I never said there was no collusion between the campaign or between people in the campaign.
Yes, you
I have no idea if I have not. I said the President of the United States.
Stupid face. I'm haunted by that face. So here's the proposition. Was the president really that clueless about what his main people and others were doing for his benefit, for his campaign? Or was he lying about what he knew? Or both? Criminality has never been my standard for judgment of the actions here. A felony is not the bar for acceptable conduct by a president and his people. As long as it isn't a felony, you're fine. That shouldn't work for us. If he knew and lied about it, and then in bad faith tried to undermine an investigation into the same, putting vanity and self-protection before your interests in finding out what happened, that's wrong. Arguably, abuse of power. Remember that phrase. And if he were to pardon anyone found to be lying about these Russia contacts, that arguably could be abuse of power also. President has vast pardon power, but not unlimited, and no pardon is free from political scrutiny. The actions and words don't have to amount to a crime to be wrong. That's the point. And this president is going to have to confront that reality, if not in court, certainly in the court of public opinion. Thank you for watching CNN Tonight with D. Lemon. Right now, let's get to him.
Chris, you realize you're talking about Donald Trump, right?
Yes, thank you.
I'm just saying, I mean, his own lawyer said this week that he couldn't trust him to tell the truth during a deposition or if he was questioned by Robert Mueller. The guy can't tell the truth. And you say his name is Donald, he's not a Don. Well, certainly he's been accused of trying to intimidate witnesses right in front of our faces, i.e. Michael Cohen, Exhibit A. It's Donald Trump. He's capable of all of that, and he has trouble telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't argue with any of that. That's not my question. My question is, why do he and these people around him keep lying about Russia-related matters if they have nothing to hide?
Yeah. Well, that's true, but maybe they just can't tell the truth. Maybe he just is not in the position to tell the truth. And the other thing
in
is...
a position to tell the truth. Now I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. Is he in a position to tell the truth? Right. What is Manafort hiding? That's a fine phrasing.
Business.
Incapable of telling the truth. I don't give anybody that excuse.
Well, this person doesn't seem capable of telling the truth, but business. It's a red line. Don't go back to my businesses. The person who can do that is Michael Cohen. That's why he hates Michael Cohen, or he's upset with him. I don't know if he hates him personally, but you know what I'm saying. It's figure of speech. So I think that's just maybe at this point he's not in a position to tell the truth because he knows about his businesses. But is that directly related to the campaign? That's a different story.
100%. I don't see. Look, I say it all the time. I don't see the criminality. I don't see a massive prosecution in our future. I could be wrong. But that is not.
I'm with you on that.
That's not the level of scrutiny for me.
I'm with you on that and I've always said that I think that everyone is putting too much credence in the Mueller report. The left and the right.
Well, look,
the left thinks that he's going to be dragged out of the White House in handcuffs in an orange suit and eventually being seen in an orange suit. And the right thinks that they're going to say, oh, my gosh, he is completely vindicated. I don't think it's going to be any of that. And I have someone on who said a little bit later who says we may never even see the report.
Yeah, I hope that's not true.
Yeah.
I don't know why that would be in anybody's interest politically. I don't know why the president would want that, because in a vacuum of facts, it's going to be all feelings and speculation, and he's going to take a beating on that.
Yeah.
And I think that the actual record will probably be his best bet. But I keep using a phrase, it's not a criminal phrase. You know, it's not a crime. Abuse of power. Abuse of power could be an impeachable situation.
Yeah.
A high crime or misdemeanor is whatever Congress says it is.